Welcome back to the coding challenge number 2 here. So let's go back to the Julia and Kate's study about dogs. So this time they want to convert dogs age to humans age and then calculate the average of the dogs in their study. So create a function calculate average human age, so which accepts an array of dogs ages, so which is the ages, and does the following things in order. So calculate the dog's age in human years using the following formula. If the dog age is greater than 2 years old, then human age is 2 plus 2 into dog's age. If the dog is less than 2 years old, then the human age equals to 16 plus dog age into 4. So exclude all dogs that are less than 18 human years old, so which is same as keeping the dogs that are at least 18 years old. Okay, so let's calculate the average human age of all the dogs. So you should already know from other challenges how we calculate average. So run this function for the both the test the datas. Okay. So here we'll just say constant calculate age, average human age. So which is the function of ages according to the question. So this function here takes an array of dogs ages, and then we want to convert all of the ages to human ages. So what all we want here is to create a new array based on the original array. So for that map method is the perfect. So here we'll just declare constant human age, and then here ages dot map of, here we'll just set ages. We are using the arrow function here. We'll just set our age, and then we are writing our constraint here according to the question, so which is 2, and then using the ternary operator here we'll write so let me explain you this. So here we have declared here a constant human ages. Here we are setting with the maps function by using here the function of array function. So here the callback function, and then here it is the return. So here the callback function gets access to the current age, so the current element in the array. And now what we need to return is the rest of the formula which we just so this is the rest of the formula here which is getting executed. So we wrote that using the ternary operator. So that's callback function, and this will produce the array that we are looking for. So let me just say here so we'll just say here console.log human ages, and also here we need to call the function here which is the call calculate average human age, and then here our test data. So when we run this, yeah, here it should not be ages because it should be here the age. See here now we got our output here. So the here the age is converted to the human's age. So next up we want to filter out for all the dogs that are at least 18 years old, and then the exclude all the dogs that are less than the 18 years old. So that's going to be the adult dogs. So here I'm going to declare one more constant here, adult dogs. So here I'm going to set human ages dot filter of age, and then again using the same callback function here using the arrow function age, and then here our constraint we are setting here the age is less than greater than or equal to 18. and then here we'll just simply say, and then here we'll just say simply console.log adult dogs. So we'll just replace it with the adults. As you can see here, we got our output here. 4 and 2 were less, right? So they were just removed from this. Okay. Here in this filter method, who allows us to set a condition. So like this one here in this condition here. So here the filter is the one which allows us to set the condition like this one here. So when the age is at least greater or equals to 18, then put in the new array. So which will be the array adults as we just got here, which is this. So, and now finally we want to calculate the average. Okay. So basically adding all of these values here and then dividing them by 5 or by adults dot, so or by the length of the array. So we'll do that. So we'll just simply here write constant average equals to here adults dot reduce, here we are using, and then in here reduce we use the accumulator and then the age here. Okay, using the arrow function here, age plus accumulator plus age. So we are setting this from the base 0. Okay, and then here we'll simply just divide that by adults dot length, which is our array. And then here we'll just simply return average. And also here we'll just convert this here into the constant here, constant cal average 1 equals to, and similarly we'll just replicate this one more time here, calculate average 2. Here we'll just use the second test data, and now we'll just simply console.log average 1 and then average 2. So when we run this, as you can see here, we got our output here. So this is the average we just calculated and here we got. Okay. And so now I wanted to let that we could have done this average calculation here in a different way. So in a bit more complex way. So let me just show you that. So let me just show you here one more property here. Let's say we want to calculate the average for 2 and 3 here. Okay. So which will be here, of course, 2 plus 3 here equals to, so here 2 plus 3 divided by 2 equals to 2.5, right? Okay. And then we can do it in this another way as well. So how to do that is, here we'll just divide them as they are. So here 2 divided by 2 plus 3 divided by 2, which is the same value. So here these both were like, which is equals to same, right? So let me just turn this here off for now, and then let me just write that here, constant average equals to adults dot reduce of, here we need the accumulator and then the age and then of course the index and then the array length of an array. So here we are using the arrow function. Here we'll just set the accumulator plus age, and then here we'll just simply divide here itself by the array length. So here we'll just start our index here starting with 0 here, and then here we'll just simply return average. So as you can see here, which is going to be the same output value here, it doesn't change. And now of course I don't expect you to do this in this way, but I just wanted to show you a good use case for the current array parameters. So that's why we have here with this, and with this we are finished with our challenge.